Dear friends, we have a very special program today because I have my very dear friend Nahum Gorwitz with me. He's a friend of decades. As a matter of fact, there are many things that unite me to Nahum, including several countries. Nahum was born in the state of Israel. He was born actually in Palestine. It wasn't the state of Israel as yet. He was born in the city of Haifa. And Nahum spent the early part of his life, including, of course, also service in the military. Nahum was in the service for 4 years. He participated in the war that took place in the Suez Canal. And afterwards, he migrated to Lima, Peru. And I was raised in Lima, Peru. I know very well the city and his numerous friends there. He got married in Lima, Peru. I know the members of the family of his wife. He then moved to Venezuela after some 15 years, and I lived in Venezuela for many decades, and I knew him there as well. Nahum was a member of the Jewish community. He was a very successful man in many areas. However, I think most of us admire him for some particular trait of his. When he was 58, he started swimming. And he hasn't stopped since then. He has participated in many places, in many races in different parts of the continent. In Venezuela, of course, also in the Maccabean Games in Latin America. And he's a very competitive individual. And it's amazing when one tries to count the number of medals Nahum has received. He doesn't have enough wall space in his apartment to put up all his medals and the distinctions. As a matter of fact, I have a plaque in my hand that he received only a couple of weeks ago. It's from Mexico. It says here, Pan American Games 2019. He was the most prominent swimmer of those who are over 75. This was in the month of July, just a few weeks ago. So Nahum, it is a great pleasure to say hello to you, to speak to you, to listen to you. Tell me, Nahum, how come you started swimming at the age of 58? You know, in Miami, you teach a child of 3 or 4, you teach him how to swim. And you started, you're a late learner, you're a slow learner. Why did you start at 58?
I had a back problem, so I went to the United States and Presbyterian Hospital.
From where did you go? From Peru?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and I had a surgery, and after that, the doctor told me that I have to swim because I have to strengthen
your muscles.
Your muscle, my back. So, I am very. What the doctor say I have to do, I did it. So I was doing exercise. I was swimming to strengthen my back.
And actually, you did for therapeutic purposes. It was to heal yourself. And now, and suddenly you turned out to be a champion. How did one thing go to the next? Other people don't have back problems, and yet you beat them.
I was swimming to what the doctor told me, so, but I also tried to compete. So the first time that I compete, it was very successful. I was in the first place. So since then I began to swim because I saw that I can swim and I can win. So this was the first time that I win the first medal.
You know, we admire very, very much the fact that you persevere, that an obstacle presented itself in your life. Many people can become very sad. He is disabled. From now on, he'll walk with a stick. He'll need a walker or something like that after surgery. But on the contrary, you utilized an event in your life, a challenge, in order to go forward, to go ahead. Maybe without the back problem, you would never be a champion at all. You would be sitting selling jewelry as you used to do, instead of participating and meeting so many people. Do people know you in other places, Nahum?
Yes, all over the world. When I go to competition, I see all the people that I met them before, and we are good friends, and we know each other. We spoke every time, and I saw people with handicap. They don't have arm, leg, and the best swimmer. They swim better than other people with two hands and two legs, because they are so strong and they are want to be healthy, and they are doing this during all life.
In other words, sometimes a handicap is a challenge to overcome, and you do more than you would do otherwise, as a matter of fact. And I think this is what many people admire, and many people know you. I just saw an issue of Yediot Acharonot, the very, I don't want to say the most important, but I think it has the largest audience in Israel, Yediot Acharonot. There is a picture of you explaining what you do. So you're really known all over the world. But yet I want to tell you, Nahum, as much as I admire what you have accomplished in swimming, I admire your family. I admire the fact you have 5 children. You have a son, his name is Mordechai, married to Esther. Just like it says in Megillat Esther, Mordechai and Esther, the 2 heroes. You have 4 daughters in addition as well. I don't want to say in addition. Each one is very important, of course. You have grandchildren. You have great-grandchildren. I've seen you in the synagogue here in Miami. I used to see you in Caracas. On the one hand, there is tradition, and on the other hand, there is also other challenges in life, and you use them in order to overcome. Tell me, what does your wife think about your swimming?
She's very happy because she goes
with you many a time, right?
Yes, and also she play.
She meets other people that they recognize her through you.
Yes, but she know a lot of people, and they say, I saw Nahum in the competition, and so she is very orgullosa. She's very proud. Very proud of me.
Very proud. Well, that's the way it should be. But not only your wife, I think the entire community in Caracas admires you, and those of us who know you here in Miami know you, admire you as well for the tenacity, the fact that you don't give up. You know, many a time we feel that when an obstacle presents itself in our life, you know, maybe life isn't worth living anymore. We are not the same as before. We can't do the things that we did before. Maybe we should give up. And I think those people that give up just disappear, really. But you, to the contrary, you utilize the challenge in order to grow more than you would have otherwise. So I think it's a great lesson for us.
And my grandchildren, my children, they take dogma.
They follow your example.
I follow, and I tell them every time, don't give up. Don't give up. You have to fight. Don't be lazy, and they do it.
I know that you have messages that you share with the members of your family weekly. As a matter of fact, you once borrowed from me a Bible with a translation of Mishlei in order to write messages to the members of your family. So it's not only what you do physically, it's also spiritually, morally, ethically, the example that you set for the rest of your family. In a sense, Nahum, I think your life parallels the destiny of the Jewish people. You know, we have had obstacles to overcome throughout our history. And instead of blaming others for our problems, what we do is look into ourselves and try to utilize every one of these moments in order to grow, in order to progress. Take a look at the state of Israel, startup nation, what the Jewish people has done in, I think it's 7 decades, even though you were born before the state of Israel was established, and you participated in the establishment of the state of Israel. So Nahum, I want to tell you it's a great pleasure and honor to know you, and I am sure that those who are watching us tonight will take an example from you. If they find an obstacle in their lives, they will know that that is really a moment to do more and to persevere, and you can overcome any obstacle that you have.
I hope so.